you don't know already, Bandai has released a brand new Digimon card game in Japan with an English release in January. And they're also doing a pre-release, pre-sale this month. After learning how the game works, I think it can compete with the three TCG titans here in the US. Magic, Pokemon, and of course, Yu-Gi-Oh! The game is simple to understand. The deck is categorized into three different cards: Digimon, Tamers, and Option cards. Digimon are the cards that you do battle with, while Tamers support said Digimon in the battle zone. Option cards, to put into Yu-Gi-Oh! Terms, are basically like spell cards, where they give you some sort of disruption or extender outside of your Digimon and Tamers. In Magic and Pokemon, they both use a mana type system. In Magic, you place land, and you're able to then play a card if you're able to pay the cost of the mana by tapping it. In Pokemon, you attach energy, and when you have a certain amount of energy attached, you can use the attack associated with that Pokemon. Conversely, in Yu-Gi-Oh!, when you have a card, you just immediately play it without waiting for a certain type of mana or a certain amount of mana. But this can also turn into 40-minute turns, which mana systems kind of mitigate. The Digimon card game does a fantastic job of bringing these two concepts together while balancing the game. In Digimon, you have a memory gauge, which is shared by both players, and it goes up to 10. You can play as many cards as you want as long as you're able to pay the memory. If your memory hits 0 and you want to play a card that costs 5 memory, you can still play it, but it immediately becomes your opponent's turn and they start off with 5 memory. In both Pokemon and Digimon, they both have a concept of evolution, where they go from a smaller, weaker form to a bigger, stronger form. Both Digimon and Pokemon replicate this process in their card game, but they both have a different way of going about it. For example, in Pokemon, you need a Pikachu in order to evolve it into a Raichu, which is very much like the anime and the video games. And the Digimon show, Agumon evolves into Greymon. But in the card game, you can have Agumon evolve into something like Birdramon. Why is that? Every card has a color. Any Digimon can evolve into the next stage as long as it's the same color and one level up. And unlike Pokemon, where you have to have a basic Pokemon or a stage 1 in order to evolve, you can choose in Digimon. If you have a Digimon to evolve from, you can pay that evolution cost. Or, if you don't have a Digimon to evolve from, you can just play that Digimon for a higher cost. So if I have something like Greymon in hand, but I don't have anything to evolve into it, I just play it. In the Digimon show, there is Jagras Evolution, or DNA Digivolution, where two separate Digimon combine together to make one Digimon. So Wargreymon and Metal Garurumon DNA digivolve together to become Omegamon, or Omnimon if you prefer. And also, XVmon and Stingmon Jagras together for Paildramon. So how do they make this work in the Digimon card game, where all of Agumon's evolutions are all red, where all of Gabimon's evolutions are all blue? Well, Omegamon can evolve from either red or blue, and with Paildramon, it can evolve from blue or green. One thing I really love about this game is inheritable effects throughout the entire evolution line. So if Patamon has an effect on that bottom box of its card, that will go all the way up to its final form of Seraphimon. From my understanding, with Pokemon, you need another card in order to gain that same sort of effect. But with Digimon, that's already built in. One final thing about evolution is the raising area. In this area, you have a Digitama deck, where you play a baby Digimon from that deck, and you can evolve it from there. Though you can't put that Digimon from that area to the battle area until your next hatching phase. I feel like this is akin to the bench area in the Pokemon game, except you can only have one Digimon in the raising area, where in Pokemon you can have 5 in the bench area. In the battle area, much like Magic, you can have as many Digimon there as you want. In Yu-Gi-Oh! You can only have up to 6 on the board at any given moment, or 7 if you can accomplish a U-Link. In Pokemon, you can only have one active Pokemon. I really like how they went the magic route and made how many Digimon you can have on board as many as you want. In Yu-Gi-Oh! There are some costs and conditions and requirements in order to play a card. For example, with Super Polymerization, you need a card to discard in order to activate it, the fusion materials to be on the field, and the fusion monster to go into to be in your extra deck. In Digimon, all that you need is a Digimon or Tamer on the board already of the same color and the memory in order to pay the cost. The win condition in Digimon I think is very similar to both Yu-Gi-Oh! And Magic. In both of those games you have life points, and the only objective is to get your opponent's life points down to 0. In Digimon, the win condition is to just attack your opponent directly. In order to attack your opponent directly though, you need to first take out 5 security cards that your opponent has face down. These security cards are put face down before you draw your hands. And some cards get some benefits from being a security card, from either being able to be played without cost, drawing a card, disruption, and so much more. Any Digimon that's a security card is destroyed immediately after the battle though. All Digimon have something called DP, or Digimon Power. To put into Yu-Gi-Oh! Terms, again, it's basically the attack points of that Digimon. So, if you have an opponent's Digimon that's been tapped from attacking, and you attack into it, as long as it has lower DP, you destroy it. And if you attack a Digimon that was used for security, if that opponent's DP is higher than yours, both are destroyed after the battle. And like creatures in Magic, when a Digimon attacks, it becomes tapped until the next turn. Now there are some combos where you can untap it immediately and attack again, or when you attack, it attacks too. But regardless, if it attacks, it'll go into tap until the next turn. The first English set is going to be the combination of the first 3 Japanese sets put together. Right out of the gate, we're going to have all the colors that Japan has thus far. I think this is an attempt to get us caught up with Japan so there's no lag between sets. And I think once we're all caught up with Japan is when Bandai is going to start thinking about a ban list or a set rotation list, so that we don't have 2 different lists to work with, like in Yu-Gi-Oh! Where they have a TCG ban list and an OCG ban list. I feel like Digimon takes a lot of inspiration from the 3 card games that I mentioned here in this video, and puts a new twist on them. And I definitely intend on making more Digimon content in January. My name is Brent. I am Maxed Out Weird. I'll see y'all next time. Peace!